The pregnant woman had a serious illness. The doctor said she needed to have a C-section right away. Otherwise, both she and the baby would die. Unexpectedly, the pregnant woman refused outright. She said she would rather die than wait for the day of natural childbirth. It turned out that she was a prisoner. If she gave birth now, the baby would be taken away and sent to a foster family. Having grown up in a foster family herself, she knew very well the harm that foster families could do to children. She asked the doctor to find a way to keep the baby in her womb for another 6 weeks, because by then he would be released from prison. Max was moved by her story and told her to give birth first, promising that he would find a way to keep the baby with her. The pregnant woman chose to trust him. He immediately approached the mayor, hoping the mayor would make an exception for this unfortunate woman. But to his surprise, the mayor only said that a wealthy man was willing to donate 10 million and instructed him to receive it, emphasizing that he must not mess it up. The wealthy man's husband had died of cancer, and before his death he had intended to donate 10 million, but it had not yet been decided whether it would go to the hospital or the school. At that moment, the mayor called, saying that the pregnant woman's case would take time to resolve. Seeing that the matter could not be resolved, and with the wealthy man waiting for him, Max suddenly had an idea. He asked the wealthy man what the donation was for. At that moment, in the delivery room, the pregnant woman had successfully given birth to the child. The nurse held the baby and thought, let him look at him, but he broke down and reached out to resist. As a prisoner, he couldn't keep the child by his side. The child would be sent to a foster family to experience the same tragic life as himself, and the doctor who said he would find a way to let him keep the child was nowhere to be found at that moment. As if he understood what his mother said, the baby suddenly began to cry loudly. On the other side, Max brought the wealthy man to the obstetrics department. Looking at the newborn baby, the wealthy man sighed, saying that he and his husband had never had children in their lifetime, and that was his regret. Max then took the wealthy man to visit a special service at the hospital. Here, premature babies did not need to be placed in incubators, but were instead cared for by volunteers using kangaroo care, providing warmth to the infants through skin-to-skin contact. This completely awakened the wealthy man's maternal instincts. Max took the opportunity to suggest that the wealthy man not donate the 10 million to a school or hospital, but instead donate it to the prison, to convert the prisons in used areas into nurseries, so that incarcerated mothers could keep their newborn children by their side. They informed the warden of this decision, but this was clearly not the outcome the warden desired. However, Max insisted, because many children born in prison are sent to foster families, where inadequate supervision leads to various issues for the children, ultimately resulting in them being sent to the hospital or back to prison, creating a vicious cycle. As doctors, our role is not only to treat patients, but also to help people in society avoid becoming patients. What they are doing today is breaking this cycle. The warden was left speechless by his words, and could only respect the wealthy woman's decision. As he left, he shook his head at Max, clearly expressing his dissatisfaction. At that moment, in the prison maternity ward, the mother finally held her child in her arms. Because of this incident, the director soon called Max to his office, and directly fired him, saying that he had not only ruined the hospital's most profitable cardiac surgery department, which had recruited 50 attending physicians, but also ruined a huge investment for the hospital. He had hired Max with the aim of changing the hospital, not to destroy it. Max told the director, "You spent 20 years without reforming the hospital, which proves that all your ideas are wrong. If you fire me today, I'll be grateful to you, but if you let me stay, I'll do everything in my power to save this hospital, and all the credit can go to the director." The director finally agreed to give Max 6 more months, but Max only asked for 3 months, because as a doctor he knew his time was running out.